Hello everyone, this is Professor Shaista Khanam from Vidyavardhini's College of Engineering and Technology, Vasai. Today we are going to discuss a topic interrupt and basically the interrupt of 8051 microcontroller. Now, interrupt, if I take a very simple example that if you are playing a game on your mobile phone and somebody comes and start talking with you, that is a interrupt. But that interrupt can be a good interrupt also or can be a bad interrupt from your point of view. So we are going to understand this interrupt topic for the microcontroller. So mainly interrupt is used in microcontroller to maximize its utilization. So microcontroller can be utilized fully if we start using the interrupt. So suppose here I'm taking an example of a cooling system of an automobile system. Suppose this is nothing but a temperature sensor which is used in an engine, and there is one microcontroller. This temperature sensor is connected to a microcontroller with the help of interrupt pin, and depending upon the temperature reading, if the temperature is above the set value, then the cooling fan should start, and if it is below, then the cooling fan should not start. And there is a condition that I have kept, that the temperature sensor will sense the temperature and will give the reading to the microcontroller after 1 minute. So here the main thing, microcontroller is doing some operation. Suppose microcontroller is doing some operation, it's reading a data, doing some operation, some particular task it is doing. So, or it is possible, like I have taken automobile application, so microcontroller is not observing only the temperature sensor. It is suppose that there is some it is also doing some speed operation task, some displaying tasks. So there are different tasks can be there. So that task microcontroller is doing, and whenever the temperature sensor reading will come, at that time only microcontroller will go to that temperature sensor work. It will compare, and it accordingly it will take the action of the cooling fan. So here in this example, the microcontroller is doing some speed operation related operation most of the time, but whenever the temperature sensor reading will come, then only the microcontroller will go to the task of the temperature sensor. So here what is happening, if I am giving this as the interrupt, the main benefit I'm getting, that the microcontroller can is doing some its own operation, and whenever there is a requirement, when after 1 minute, so after every minute, the microcontroller is doing the temperature, but in that 1 minute, it can do the microcontroller can do some other operation. So here we are utilizing the microcontroller, and if I will not use the interrupt, then what will happen, the microcontroller will continuously waiting for temperature sensor reading. It will do the operation. So in this way, so here is nothing but what, and here if you observe, microcontroller is whenever the interrupt is coming through this sensor, what microcontroller will do, microcontroller will stop its operation, and then it will perform what, it will perform the comparison of the temperature value with its set value, and then accordingly it will turn on the cooling fan or it will turn off the cooling fan. So this operation, what I'm telling, temperature sensing, comparison, and accordingly controlling the cooling fan, is nothing but will be in a sort of program. So that program which will be executed after getting the interrupt is called as interrupt service routine. So microcontroller must be doing some speed related operation, some its own operation, so that I can say it's doing some its main program. So whenever the interrupt will come, microcontroller will stop what it is doing, and then it will perform the task which is required by the external device. So the task which is required to be performed is nothing but in a form of program, and that is called as interrupt service routine. So with the help of this example, I hope the idea of this interrupt is clear. So what is an interrupt? Interrupt is an external or internal event that interrupt the microcontroller to inform it that the device needs its service. So, and the program which is written associated with the interrupt is called as interrupt service routine. So here is your main program. Whenever interrupt is occurring, what will happen? The program flow will go to the ISR, And then after executing this interrupt service routine, which is nothing but a task which has to be done in order to service this interrupt, and that will be executed, and then it will come back to the next instruction where it has stopped. So here with the help of this we are it supports a real-time programming. Now whenever the interrupt is coming, so again 2-3 points we need to discuss. That when interrupt is coming, the microcontroller is doing some of its operation. What happened? The microcontroller will go to the ISR, it will execute the start, and it wants to come back. In order to come back, where it has to come back, that address is nothing but what? A program counter. So the program counter, so if we see the steps in executing the interrupt, whenever the interrupt will come, first of all what will happen? The current instruction will be executed and it will save the program counter on a stack. So program counter is nothing but address of a next instruction to be executed. Why we are storing PC? Because now PC should be stored, because now in order to jump to the ISR you have to store in PC a new address, that is address of an ISR. So if I'll not store it on a stack, then this PC value will be overwritten and we cannot come back to the point where the interrupt has occurred. Next it will jump to the fixed location in a memory dependent on the type of interrupt, that is nothing but ISR. Start executing the ISR until RETI is executed. RETI is return instruction. In return instruction, what will happen? The program counter which was stored on a stack will be again restored and will be stored on a program counter. And along with that, one more thing will be means it is nothing but what? It will enable the interrupt. So because when we were executing the ISR, we'll disable the interrupt so that the further interrupt will not come and it will not disturb the ISR. Next is after placing the program counter, that program counter will be restored from the stack and the program execution will start. So if I'll talk about 8051 interrupt, in interrupt there are two types of interrupt: internal interrupt and external interrupt. Internal interrupt is nothing but an interrupt which is generated in a timer and due to the serial operation. External interrupt are the hardware interrupt, in which there are two pins provided in 8051 pin, which is that is INT0 and INT1, which is dedicated for the external use for interrupt. Now next you can see interrupt sources. So first is timer interrupt. In timer interrupt we have two types, TF0 and TF1. TF0 is timer overflow flag of timer 0. TF1 is timer overflow flag of timer 1. When this interrupt will come? When there is a overflow from the FFFFH to 000H. I forgot to write 000H. So when there is a overflow, this flag will be set and we can check this flag to find out whether the timer is finished or not. Serial interrupt RI and TI. RI will be set when the one character is filled into the SBUF register. So RI will be set, and if while transmitting one character is transmitted, then TI will be set. So this RI and TI is used. So with the help of this bit, we can find out whether the transmission or reception has been completed or not. So these are TF0, TF1 and TI are the three internal interrupts which are generated while 8051 is doing a timer or serial communication. Now another is two external hardware, INT0 and INT1, which is having a dedicated pin, on which pin you can apply the you can connect the external pin. Reset is also one of the interrupt, which is nothing but actually the hardware pin, on which if you apply the signal, then the whole the microcontroller is going to be reset. Reset I have written non-maskable interrupt. Why it is non-maskable interrupt? Because see, you cannot stop reset. If there is a signal on reset, then everything is going to be reset. Now here timer overflow, you can disable the time interrupts also, but here you cannot disable this reset pin. So that we'll see. Now here this is the ISR address which is fixed for all the interrupts. So whenever there is a interrupt on this pin, the ISR location, these locations are used. which will be loaded in program counter. Next is interrupt SFRs. There are three special function registers which are used for timer for interrupt, that is timer control SFR, interrupt enable SFR, and interrupt priority SFR. Interrupt enable SFR is used to enable or disable the interrupt. EA, that is enable interrupt, enable all interrupts. It is a global pin. With the help of this bit, you can disable all the interrupts, all 5 interrupts. So if I make this bit 0, then there is no meaning of all these pins, because all the interrupts are disabled. But if EA bar is 1, then interrupts are enabled, and by making this, if I'm making EX0 is 1, that means INT0 interrupt is enabled. If ET0 I'm making 0, that means timer 0 overflow flag is reset, it is disabled. So in this way you can utilize interrupt enable SFR to enable or disable the particular interrupt. Then timer control SFR. In timer control SFR, timer TF0 and TF1, these flags will be set when there is a overflow from FFFFH to 00H. So one can check to find out whether the timer has overflow or not with the help of this bit. And then we have IT0 and IT1, I0 and I1. This is very interesting bits. Actually, the interrupts which are coming on external pins can be of two types, level triggered or edge triggered. Edge triggered is nothing but when there is a falling edge from high to low. So if there is a falling edge on high to low pin of INT0, then this will be identified by IE0. If there is a falling edge, then IE0 will be set. If there is a falling edge on INT1 pin, then IE1 will be set. But if it is level triggered, then IE0 and IE1 pin is of no use. But how to make it level triggered or edge triggered, that depends on this IT0 and IT1. IT0, if you make this bit as 1, then this interrupt will become edge triggered, and if it is 0, then it will become level triggered. And there is one more thing, edge triggered, it should remain high for 1 machine cycle and low for 1 machine cycle in order to be recognized as a true interrupt. It is not a false, because there may be a noise, due to that also we can get the spike. So that should not be interrupt. Hence, this provision is there in 8051, whether for level triggered it should remain low for at least 4 machine cycles till the ISR is starting. If suppose your INT0 pin is remaining low only for 3 machine cycles and ISR has not started, then that interrupt will not be recognized. So in order to have a proper interrupt, this provision is there. And the next is interrupt priority. Now here there is a possibility that two external interrupt INT0 and INT1 both want to use microcontroller. So if both want to use microcontroller, but the microcontroller can give the service only to one interrupt. Hence, the main question is microcontroller should give service first to INT0 or INT1. So that depends on interrupt priority, which is fixed. I0 is having, that is for INT0 is having the highest priority, and serial interrupt is having the lowest priority. So agar INT0 and INT1 both are getting the interrupt, then INT0 will be executed first because it is having the highest priority. And if you want to change the priority of the interrupt, then it is possible with the help of interrupt priority SFR. In interrupt priority SFR, if suppose we know that the serial interrupt is having the lowest priority. So if you want to make it highest, then you make this PS bit as 1 and rest all the bits as 0. So this, if it is 1, so that is highest priority, and if it is 0, then it is lowest priority. So if I am making PS bit as 1 and rest all the bits as 0, this indicates that the serial interrupt is having the highest priority. So in this way, with the help of interrupt priority SFR, you can change the order of the priority of the interrupt. So I hope this is clear. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Thank you so much.